breakfast pizza. Not sure what to make for breakfast or brunch this weekend? Save this recipe because I'm pretty sure it's this. Good morning, guys. It's Miss Bakes a Lot. It's Saturday morning and I'm going to make breakfast pizza today. But I have a question, genuine question. I made a video a little bit ago for sausage gravy, and that is what I use for my breakfast pizza. Now, would you guys rather I videotape me making the sausage gravy on here for the breakfast pizza and make it a longer video? Or would you rather I say, hey, I already made a video for sausage gravy, go watch that, and then you have to watch two videos? Or would you rather I just videotape it on here and make a longer video? So would you rather have one longer video or have to watch two videos? All right, so let's get started on breakfast pizza. Okay, so I'm just using like a pound of this good old-fashioned Bob Evans pork sausage. You can use whatever sausage you like. Crumble it up into I like to say like chili meat, not taco meat. I got my burner on about medium to medium high. So you're just going to cook that. Okay, so this is pretty much done. A little bit of grease in there, guys. It's very important that you do not drain the grease. That's all flavor, but there's not enough grease. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to let that melt. And once that all melts, we're going to add 1/2 cup of flour. We're going to mix that all in and we're going to let it cook 1 to 2 minutes just to cook out that flour taste. Probably about a minute, minute and a half actually. And then it's going to turn into a weird pasty thing. Don't worry about it. It's supposed to do that. It's because we didn't take out the sausage. A lot of people do. You don't need to do that. It's just an extra step that you just don't need to do. Just let it do its thing. And you're going to add 3.5 to 4 cups of flour. Now this all depends on whether you packed your flour, whether your flour was loose, and I'm going to add 3.5 at first just to see where I'm at. And I'm going to turn my burner up to high because we want this to come to a boil. So I'm going to add 3.5, and it seems like a lot, but it's going to thicken for us. And while we're waiting for it to thicken, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. You can adjust this later. You can add more pepper or salt if you want to, but we can always add, but we can't take away. So this is what we're going to do for now. Generally, I find that this turns out perfectly, but if you want more or less, you can do more or less later. A lot of people like more pepper in their sausage gravy, so completely up to you, you guys. Okay, you can see we're coming up to a boil here, and it's going to get really thick really fast, so make sure you keep stirring it. When we think it's as thick as we want, we're going to take it off because it also is going to thicken really well once it starts cooling. So I used about 3.5 cups, maybe 3 3/4 cups. So I'm going to leave it right here, you guys, and I'm going to take it off. I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's cooled. It does thicken up quite a bit. This is what it looks like before I take it off. I'll show you what it looks like in a couple minutes. So this has only been sitting for 5 minutes, you guys, and this is already how thick it is. Okay, so now we're going to work on the pizza crust part. So you're going to get yourself some crescent rolls. This is always so fun. Oh, mine just popped. And you're going to just start piecing them in. So you want to give yourself a crust. So make sure you put that outer edge there. And you really just kind of got to try and piece this together. And this pizza pan, you know, it looks pretty busted. This is not dirty. It's clean. But I got this from the dollar store. I had to start over, you guys, because I forgot to tell you. Make sure you spray it with baking spray or butter it or something because these will stick. Whoops. I got 2 packages. You're not going to need both, but unfortunately, you do need more than one. So you can save a couple of them. Ooh, that one popped too. You can save a couple of them in a baggie if you need to, if you want to have the rest of them for dinner or something. It's going to look weird when you start coming towards the end. Just kind of, you know, rip pieces off if you need to, so it's not super thick in the middle. And it's not perfect, but there you go. And so this is going to go in the oven at 375. Again, I forgot to tell you guys to preheat your oven, but you know, you guys are watching the video first anyways. 375 for 10 to 13 minutes. You want it a nice golden brown, because the worst thing we want is raw dough on our breakfast pizza. Now, while this is in the oven, you guys scramble up 6 to 8 eggs. And I do mine regular scramble. However you would normally scramble your eggs. You know, your milk, your salt, your pepper, however you do it. Now, a lot of people want to do a soft scramble. I do mine how I regularly make scrambled eggs, because I have a huge fear of slimy, runny eggs. So I do mine how I regularly make scrambled eggs. So go ahead and make yourself some scrambled eggs, 6 to 8. I do 6. This is what it looks like coming out of the oven, nice and golden brown. And I forgot to tell you guys to prick yours with a fork a little bit so it doesn't get too puffy. I forgot to do it. I tried to do it like when it had 2 minutes left and it didn't work very good. So you guys do that first. So we're going to let this cool for like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, and don't turn your oven off after you take out your pizza dough, because we're still going to need it on when we're ready to bake it. My sausage gravy got pretty thick while I was waiting for this to bake. And so I added some milk to it and I tasted it and it was really salty, actually. And that's weird for me because I really like salt. I don't know if the sausage was really salty or what the deal was, but start with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, I guess, and then go from there. Because I always use a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, so I don't know. But you guys start with a 1/4 teaspoon and go from there, because yeah, I ended up adding like a 1/4 cup more milk to mine because it was really thick. And then that worked out for me. But you guys just start with a 1/4 teaspoon. So this is our pizza sauce. The gravy's going to be our pizza sauce. So spread that around like it's pizza sauce. Make it as thick or as thin as you want it. And then we're going to add our toppings. So I'm just doing scrambled eggs and cheese on mine. You can add bacon, you can add chives, you can add green onions, green peppers, whatever you guys like on your stuff. And then I just have mild cheddar cheese here. You guys can use whatever cheese you want. So this is going to go in the oven at 375 still for about 10 minutes or until your cheese is melted. Everything's cooked. We're just really heating it up. Okay, you guys, here it is. Yummy, amazing breakfast pizza. Actually, you could make the sausage gravy the night before easily. Put it in the fridge overnight, add a little milk to it, heat it up, have it for brunch, have it for breakfast. But this stuff is so good. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time with another awesome recipe. You guys have a great day.